This is a picture of the ridiculous amount of stuff that I'll be taking with me on my trip to England, on my bike trip. At the bottom of the picture, you'll see some of the books and other information that I'm taking with me. I've got Going for a Balti, a Pearson's Canal Companion, and Birmingham Greenways. What you don't see here will be a picture of my own book, because I haven't ordered a copy of that yet. I've run out of my personal copies. So I'll have Narrow Boating for Beginners there, and I'm also waiting for a Collins Nicholson guide to the Worcestershire Canal. Continuing clockwise, we have the keyboard that I'll be bringing to use with my iPad that you can see there in the bottom left. And below that is the SmartLav lavalier mic that I'll be using to record most of my audio, and as a matter of fact, I'm using it right now. Continuing clockwise, we have some of the USB cable charging cables for iPhones and iPads. Then continuing clockwise, we have some of the chargers for the batteries that will be used for either the DJI Osmo or my Sony camera, the Sony Alpha 6000. Then you can see some headphones that are sitting next to the Tascam DR-05 audio recorder that I'll be using to record that audio that isn't recorded on an iPhone. Principally, that's going to be background sound and any sound recorded with the shotgun mic. Then there is the bag that holds the tripod, and I have a number of tripods pictured here. You can see the main tripod here, and that is a Zomei carbon fiber tripod. Above the tripod bag, you can see kind of a gorilla pod. It's not really a gorilla tripod, but it is the sort of tripod that wraps around things, so I can use that to attach it to posts or signposts so I can take pictures of me approaching on my bike. Immediately behind that tripod is the case for the DJI Osmo. And the DJI Osmo right now is a little bit obscured by the big tripod, the Zomei tripod. Attached to the Zomei tripod is the bike clamp that will allow me to use my iPhone while I'm on the bike. Then we have the Ortlieb Back-Roller Classic panniers, and I've pictured them so that you can see the back side and the front side. Pretty much everything that I have here will fit in those two bags, including my clothing. What won't go in there will be the tripod or tripods that will fit in a separate bag, and the Osmo and my Sony a6000. Then we have the day pack, the MountainSmith Lumbar pack that will be holding the Sony 6000 and the DJI Osmo. You can see a separate lens, a 55 to 200 millimeter zoom lens for the Sony Alpha 6000. And you can also sort of see the shotgun mic there. That's the Takstar SGC-598, I believe. Then you can see the camera bag that will contain most of these little items. That is one of the things that will go in one of those panniers. There's also the old point-and-shoot Sony camera that I will take with me that I can leave attached to that little gorilla pod, so that that will be the camera that will be filming me as I ride towards, for instance, a bridge, and then also as I ride away from a bridge. Some of the other things that are pictured here, you can see some of the UK adapter plugs that I'll be using, 2 of the extension cords, my remote control for the Sony 6000, and additional things like There is the mount that holds the Tascam DR-05 recorded to the camera. Some more batteries for that Sony point-and-shoot camera. And the pistol grips that I made for the side of the rig that supports my Sony a6000. You can just barely make out the tripod and selfie stick for the DJI Osmo. And that about wraps it up for the equipment that I'll be taking. There are a couple of other things that I haven't pictured here that are actually in the camera bag. And again, the camera bag goes inside one of the panniers, and that will be my carry-on luggage. The other pannier and the tripod bag will be inside of a separate duffel bag, not pictured here, that will be my checked luggage. And that's how I plan to take all of this. The tripod will lash to the bike rack of the bike that I'll be renting from On Your Bike in Birmingham. And somehow the camera bag will also be lashed to that same bike rack. Not quite sure exactly how, but I'll have lots of bungee cords. So that is a description, wrap-up of the equipment that I'll be taking with me.